video is supporting material for the tutorial entitled Import Map and Merge in Instant JChem. In this installment we aim to show the merge functionality available during the file import dialog. To commence, we assume you have an empty Derby schema to use as a work area, though the operations shown are identical in IJC for Oracle or MySQL connections. We assume you have downloaded and unzipped SDF files from the PubChem website. First, in our Derby schema, we need to create a new data tree with a JChem structures table, and there are two ways we can achieve this. We can right-click on the schema node and select New Data Tree and Structured Table. In this example, we will name the data tree and entity to reflect our data sources. Notice we will tick the duplicate filtering option, which means that we will not allow duplicate structures in this entity. If we select Finish, and our data tree and entity is created. Next, we will import a sample of the SDF files downloaded from the PubChem directory. We will do this in a sequential manner. Assuming they are identical, it would be useful to concatenate all the SDF files into a single file and import it. A scripting approach would facilitate this. Right-click on the target data tree and select Import File into Entity. Then choose the file you wish to import. You can use the Read More button in order to determine fields that may exist later on in the file. Once satisfied, select Next. In the dialog, the list to the left shows the potential fields from the source file. The right-hand list shows the current and potential structure of the target entity. And for now, we will accept all fields which will be created. Select Next and your import will commence. Once the import is completed, select Finish. Immediately we will import another file. This time we will see that the fields are auto-mapped from source to target, indicated by the arrow. We imagine at this stage that you have processed any number of the SDF files provided by PubChem. And next we wish to place a unique index on the PubChem compound CID field, which is the field we wish to merge with. In the schema editor, expand the entity. First we need to identify our field. There it is, PubChem compound underscore CID. We would like to add a unique index to this field in order to speed up the merge operation. First we'd like to right click on the field and select New Index. At this stage you could rename your index if you wish, but importantly tick the Unique Keys tick box. We highly recommend adding this index on the merge field, particularly for large data sets. And select Finish and your index is created. For the purposes of this demonstration, we will briefly look at the CSV data that we would like to merge into our main data tree. A sample of this we will set up in a separate entity, which we'll also need to promote to a data tree in order to access a grid view and examine the data. Right-click on the schema node and select New Data Tree and Standard Table. In this case, we will call the table PubChem Activity. Select Finish. Right-click on the New Data Tree and select Import. And we'll select the first CSV file. In this instance, for now, we will just accept all fields so that we can examine the data. We will return once the import is completed. Once complete, select Finish and open the grid view for the activity data. Oddly, we can see the field names are not named with anything reasonable, but instead the first row of data actually contains the meaningful field headings. And closer inspection suggests that field 4, field 5 and field 6 might be useful fields to choose, and our merged field will likely be field 3 PubChem underscore CID. And since this header information is an actual row of data, we will need to remove it from the file prior to import, else the merge operation will stop and might complain about attempting to match a number in a string. We assume you have downloaded and unzipped a number of the PubChem CSV activity files, and now we would like to complete a merge operation using them. Assuming they're identical, it would be useful to concatenate all the CSV files into a single file and import it. A scripting approach would facilitate this. Right-click on the target data tree and select Import File, and select the file. In this case, we select a file where the header information has been removed, and select Next. For the first iteration, the fields need to be added as well as the data merged, and since the field names were not named in a very meaningful way, now is the time to use IJC to help rename each field accordingly. First, remove all the suggested new fields in the target by using the Remove button. Then we'll add each field we wish to add one at a time by using the Add button. And we can select the field and change the field name. In this case, the field will become PubChem Activity Outcome. And we'll do the same for field 5, which we wish to name PubChem Activity Score, and field 6, which we will add as PubChem Activity URL. And one way we wish to map field 3 we identified previously to PubChem Compound CID. Notice the merge button is unactivated. This we have to make sure no other fields are selected. Then we can select the merge button, and we see that the merge will be due to the mapping of field 3 to PubChem Compound CID. And see the double-headed arrow, which also indicates this. And finally select Next, and the import merge will undergo, and we can see that a merge is not possible if no merge key is supplied. And once our import merge operation is complete, we can look in the grid view for our target entity and notice we have 3 new fields added: PubChem Activity Outcome Score and URL, all of which have been merged based on the PubChem Compound CID field. And now we will import a second CSV file. Right click on our data tree and select Import, and select the file to import, select Next. Again, Instant JChem has suggested new fields to add, and we will remove these fields to start with. Then we would like to map field 4 to PubChem Activity Outcome. We can do this using the Map button. Field 5 was mapped to Score, and field 6 is mapped to the URL. Again, now we would wish to merge based on field 3 and PubChem Compound CID, and we select the Merge button, and once again select Next, and our second CSV file is being merged into our data tree. And of course, finally we say that clearly groovy scripting of this, or grep style pre-processing of these SDF and CSV files, will make this much less manual work. Thank you for listening.